This is KVUE News Midday.
A deal in Washington to keep the government open. What we're learning about the $1 trillion funding plan and who it's impacting. Plus,
there is a tornado crossing the road right in front of us.
Cleanup continues this midday for thousands of people impacted by those deadly twisters over the weekend. We'll hear from those who are now picking up the pieces. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Terry Gruca. We want to give you a look at what we are tracking weather-wise. Just a gorgeous Monday out there. Storm team meteorologist Nathan Gogo joins us now from the Storm Center. Oh, this is like the kind of weather you want to be outside working, I think, Nathan.
Yeah, exactly, and not in here. You just want to bottle this weather up and save it for the next few months because you know in a couple of months or less than that, we are going to be dealing with quite a lot of heat. So enjoy it while it lasts. A lot of blue skies here. There's another look outside from top of our studios. Nothing but blue skies. Not a cloud in the sky expected for today. And because of that, combine that with southwest winds, temperatures are going to be quite warm for the late afternoon. We're looking at high temperatures near 90 in a couple spots, upper 80s in others. Radar is quiet. Temperatures all across the board in the 70s. The winds are a bit breezy from the southwest, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. They'll gust as high as 25 to 30 miles per hour at times. So that'll be the only thing to really fight through for today. Otherwise, just sunshine and warm temperatures for the late afternoon. We are tracking some storms in the forecast. Some could be strong by Wednesday. We'll talk about that coming up, Terry.
See you then. Thanks, Nathan. Happening today, cleanup continues after those massive tornadoes in East Texas. A line of tornadoes touching down Saturday night. They tore right through Rains, Van Zant, and Henderson counties. Local officials have issued a disaster declaration for Van Zant County because of all of the damage there. Now, as towns slammed by tornadoes begin to pick up the pieces, there are some harrowing stories that are beginning to emerge. The twisters killed at least 4 people. 2 are missing. Rescuers sent nearly 50 people to the hospital, including an infant still on oxygen this morning after this. Yeah, this terrifying video shows a father, toddler, and an infant trapped inside the car, flipped in floodwater. Good Samaritans trying everything they can to rescue the small children. The floodwater's too strong to get the doors open, so someone calls for a knife, and then more people rush in. Good news, they finally were able to free the baby and the toddler and begin CPR.
Dear Jesus, please let this baby breathe. Dear Jesus, please let this baby breathe. Well, the first prayer she said, I felt a response in that child.
Terrifying moments there. Now, they were both able to get the children revived. Witnesses say the toddler looked nearly blue when they pulled her out. The family did post an update online saying the toddler is doing much better now, and it is all thanks to those people who jumped into action during that crisis. Wow, grateful for them. The American Red Cross has set up 2 shelters in Emory and Canton, and the Home Depot in Terrell is providing generators to the Canton area. If you would like to help these families in need, just head to KVUE.com. We've got a lot of information there for volunteers. Congress reached a late-night deal to prevent a government shutdown. Lawmakers agreed on a $1 trillion spending bill to keep the government running through September. ABC's Janae Norman reports they've avoided a shutdown, at least until the fall.
Congress cutting a deal, a rare moment on Capitol Hill with both congressional Republicans and Democrats agreeing, reaching a deal on a spending bill to keep the government funded through September. That bill carrying a hefty $1 trillion price tag and wins for both sides. Republicans getting a $15 billion increase in defense spending, including border security, and Democrats scoring increases in funding for the National Institutes of Health and year-round Pell Grants for college students. Not in the deal, cuts to Planned Parenthood and sanctuary cities, and the president's previously proposed cuts to various agencies like the EPA. Those proposals shelved for now. Also absent from the funding deal, money for President Trump's proposed border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. Those plans also on hold.
Unless his approach changes, the next 100 days will be just like the first. A series of broken or unfulfilled promises.
Now with a budget deal in the works, healthcare reform is again gaining the attention of lawmakers. Though even with changes to the original plan, House Republicans still don't have enough votes for the new proposal to repeal and replace Obamacare. But President Trump still promising action.
We're going to get the premiums down. We're going to get the deductibles way down.
That budget deal also includes $68 million to reimburse local law enforcement in New York and Florida for protecting the president and his family. The House and Senate return tomorrow night to finalize and vote on that deal. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
All new on midday. According to our partners at The Statesman, Stephen Boley will be released from custody on an unsecured $10,000 bond. This is the Austin man that we first told you about last week, who's accused of plotting a mass shooting. Prosecutors failed to prove Boley posed a threat to the community. That's still to come. Search for a missing Austin police officer enters day 6 today. Police now saying that he tried to fake his own death. Coleman Martin is now facing a Class A misdemeanor charge of making a false report. The 29-year-old was reported missing and suicidal by his wife Tuesday. Authorities found Martin's car near Del Rio on the Texas-Mexico border. They say Martin tried to fake his own death by leaving suicide notes, even staging his own drowning with a raft set up to look like he had thrown himself overboard. Investigators say his email has been accessed from an IP address in Mexico, that he sent an email to a friend explaining the hoax. On Saturday, we received an email from Martin's wife. She said Cole recently received a new prescription medication. The side effects were causing him to be depressed and think irrationally. We want him to know his family loves him unconditionally, and we want him home safe. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you're asked to call police. Happening today, search crews will head back out to Lake Travis and continue looking for a man who went underwater and never resurfaced. Sheriff's deputies say the 21-year-old, along with 2 other people, were on a party barge when they went cliff diving Sunday afternoon. Officials say the partygoers did have flotation devices, but the 21-year-old lost his device. Crews began looking for that man at 8 this morning. 2 Austin parents are taking a stand against school bullying. They're saying their daughter has been dealing with harassment for too long, and now they want to see some serious changes at the Austin Independent School District. The parents of the Bowie High School student say she had been repeatedly harassed by another student over the last several months. The family also says school staff members were aware of this male student's behavior, and officials were informed of his mental state by his parents late last year. School officials recently wrote a letter saying, quote, "The other student and his parents have agreed to have adult supervision for him during transitions to protect him from such allegations." But the family has said enough is enough. They filed a lawsuit against the district, accusing school officials of sexual discrimination.
We need to not just review our claim, but they need to look at every parental claim over a time period, because this is a systemic problem. If you don't stand up for your kids, no one will.
The district currently has an anti-harassment policy, but the parents are demanding the district implement a new program approved by a third party. They also want the district to provide a school safety coordinator for campuses, and they're requesting the male student be expelled. Spring is here, and with that comes mosquitoes and the fear of the Zika virus, how Texas is hoping to prevent the spread of it. And couples hoping to start a family are turning to technology, new ways to track fertility, and how reliable they may be.